Mark Skaar on the Skaar Kaard on 103.7 The Fox. Proud to bring in the legendary Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult. Buck, welcome.
Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You?
Yeah, doing good enough. I guess under the circumstance, we can't tour, we can't play live, but we got this new record, The Symbol Remains, and we're real excited about that.
And you should be, because it's a great album. Congratulations.
Thank you. We worked hard on it. We put our hearts into it. There was a long layoff. It seems like we fell asleep in the woods one day and spent 20 years of our life that way.
Yes, first new album in 19 years on Frontiers Records.
Yeah.
And right out of the chute, these two new songs, That Was Me and Box in My Head, just fantastic. A thrilling taster of what came after. Yeah,
there's 14 cuts on the record, and there's no bad ones. There's no duff, no filler. It's all killer.
I agree. Would you mind going through the songs that you contributed to?
Okay, do you have a list in front of you?
I do.
Okay. Box in My Head, I co-wrote with John Shirley. Nightmare Epiphany, same. Then I think it's...
Train True.
Edge of the World, yeah. Then Train True is the next one. I wrote with my son, Zeke. He had this germ of a song in his head since he was a college student back in about 20 years ago for him. He's the father of three, and he's got grandkids. I love that. That's awesome.
Fantastic.
And what else we got? Florida Man.
Yep.
That's a song I commissioned with John Shirley about the Florida Man phenomenon. The story is it's actually a Indian curse from the conquistador days. That anybody who comes to Florida from outside is susceptible to the curse of the Florida Man.
Mm-hmm. Secret Road.
Yeah, then Secret Road. Yep, that's a song that I'd written in the teens. Actually, earlier than that, in the aughts of 2000, the band did a really good version of. And Fight is something I wrote when I lived in Florida, and because I did live in Florida for a while before I moved to Maryland. But anyway, yeah, that's my contribution to the record. And of course, also Eric Bloom wrote a lot of songs, and Richie Castellano wrote songs and debuts as a featured vocalist on this record.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He is. Richie's our secret weapon on this one.
Talking with Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult, you made 4 videos so far that have come out for this record.
Yes, what we did, we all got together in New York, braving the COVID virus, and we're all masked up and everything, but we're in a TV studio, and we did the green screen part of the videos where we played in front of the cameras, and then the situations for the videos were created after the fact, and that's in a computer, basically. That's how we did that.
And also, if that's not enough, the new studio record, there's been, to my count, 4 live albums released this year.
Yes, we had a lot of backlog material that we had the rights to, video and audio. And when we made the deal with Frontiers, who, by the way, have been very good to us, we thumbs up so far. We are really happy with what they've done. And so they put all that stuff out this year. And so it's been a good run of stuff so far. And the record's only been out a week, but it's really, really doing well. So we're kind of ebullient about the whole process.
And if that weren't enough, you've had reissues of your last 2 studio records, Heaven Forbid and Curse of the Hidden Mirror.
Right. They've sort of been unavailable. I'm not even sure who has the U.S. rights. I think it's Big MG at some point, but somewhere in their archive. But we had the rights to the rest of the world, so yeah, we were happy to get those available once again.
Mm-hmm. And of course, as you alluded to at the top, it's been tough because you can't tour, but you did a drive-in show and a winery show, I think.
Yeah, we played a couple of outdoor shows, and of course they went fine. We had regular stage PA and lighting and gear, and that part went well. And the audience was parked in cars and on lawn chairs next to their cars or in the back of their pickup trucks. And other than the slight lack of proximity, it was a typical rock show. And of course, we miss playing. That's basically what we do for a living, and it's fun to not be able to do it.
I was going to say, Buck, how long's it been since you've had this much time off?
Decades, I would say. I mean, it's really been an interruption in my routine. My wife of 48 years and I have gotten used to living together, which, given my travel, we used to have a lot of time apart, but now we're sort of on top of each other all the time. So.
Talking with Buck Dharma, let's go back to The Symbol Remains. Tell me about how it was recorded.
Luckily, we had done the basic tracks before the COVID hit. So we did the tracks in December and October and November of last year. So we did 3 tracking sessions. So we had the drums in the studio, and we had the basic guitars and bass, which we used a lot of on the record. And when the COVID hit, we finished the overdubs, so that would be the finished vocals and whatever lead guitars we wanted to fix or replace or add or percussion, keyboards, all that stuff. We did it in our home studios, and we collaborated with each other with Zoom-type video apps, and there's another app called Connection Open, which enabled us to get high-quality audio so we could hear each other's digital audio workstations, and that's how we did it.
And the production was pretty much in-house between the 3 of you, right?
Yes, we did it ourselves. We did a lot of rehearsal last summer in between tour dates. We had several midweek rehearsal sessions up in New York, where most of the guys live. And so we were well prepared when we came in, and then again, finishing the record, we just all the icing and the filigree that goes on a record to complete it was done at home.
Talking with Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult. The long layoff, 19 years between records, was it just something that Frontiers came to you and said, we'd like to do a record with you, and you said, hey, great, we have all this material, or how did that work?
I think Blue Oyster Cult 2020, the personnel had been solid for basically 15 years or so, and it just, although we could have probably just finished our career just playing our classic hits, we just decided it would be a real shame not to document the band in this iteration and get new material out there at least one more time. Maybe we'll do more. You never say never. But Eric and I are getting old, of course. And a lot of our peers are falling by the wayside now. And you must know that. You're a classic rock station, right?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why we did it. And I would say about 2017, we started seriously looking for a record deal again and to get the motor running.
Yeah, since you brought it up, all these people are leaving us. The latest one, of course, is Eddie Van Halen. We had Neil Peart. Goodness, what a brutal year this has been. Yeah,
Lee Kerslake just died. The drummer of Uriah Heep. It's just it seems like every day you open a paper and read about something. Yeah.
Have you had a chance to see the new Martin Popoff picture book?
Yes, I have.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. I think the only shortcoming of that is that he doesn't have a lot of great photos of the current lineup in the current years. But the legacy stuff's fine.
Speaking of the legacy, you get to sing the 2 big ones. Does it ever get old?
I think from an enjoyment standpoint, no. Luckily, I think the BOC is really lucky in terms of its catalog is pretty interesting to play. We don't play things exactly like the record lines. We always do a little bit of improvisation, and I think that keeps it fresh for us.
I think years ago I had Eric on the air, and he said that your set list is different every night.
Yeah, Yeah, we obviously play a core repertoire of the hits and a couple of the staples that everybody wants to hear, but we like to mix it up, again, just so we stay interested, as well as the fans.
What is something of yours that you wish people would kind of know more about, if you had to pick a song or two?
I like I Love the Night from the Spectres record. I like Don't Turn Your Back of mine. And I wish we played Astronomy and Veteran of the Psychic Wars a little more than we do. Usually Eric calls that, I mean, if he feels like doing it or not. So but it's funny, I don't listen to our records a lot. But when I hear something, I'm sort of reminded that yeah, I like it. So
I'm an I Love the Night guy too. It's funny that you brought that up because that song just sticks, and it should have been. I played it on the show a couple times, and to me it should have been more than it was.
Yeah, that was actually a hit in the Northwest, up in the Seattle, Portland market.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I once heard a Muzak version of that in the SeaTac airport, and that just perked my ears up. I mean, it made me smile.
Wow. You just never know, huh?
No, you never know. That's another thing about, being a band that's been around as long as Blue Oyster Cult, is that you get to see how your impact in the larger culture just ripples out, with the way, and like the SNL thing, no one saw that coming, it just happens, and now, of course, now we have to live it down every day. So does so does Christopher Walken. So.
Ah, yes. Do you ever get tired of being asked about that?
No, there's no point in getting tired of it because you get asked about it every time you do an interview.
See, I tried not to go there.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I thought I would get it out of the way.
Sure. Many people might not know that you have a solo record that came out in, the early 80s?
Yes, it came out in 81, and it was in between two BOC records, and regrettably, it didn't do as well as that I hoped. But on the other hand, "Burning for You" was supposed to be on that record, and the band convinced me to record it on the Fire Emblem and Origin record, and it probably was for the best that we did that.
Yeah, for sure. Would there ever be a chance of another one sometime down the road?
Could be. I probably am not finished yet. As long as I can play and sing, I will probably continue to do so before I fall over. So that's my plan for the rest of my life.
That's a great plan to have. Buck, Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. I love the new record.
Great. Can you play it on your station?
Absolutely.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'm really grateful that you're doing it, and thank you very much.
That's another discussion we could go into quick, because I've heard Ian Gillan say, man, they always play Smoke on the Water and Highway Star, but they won't play anything new. The new Deep Purple, the new Kansas record, your record, wow, you're still all doing it.
Well, that's great. If you're playing that stuff, that's wonderful, because, people should know about it.
For sure. Buck, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Mark, and it's great talking to you. And hope to get back in your neck of the woods before too long. Before we all got too many whiskers and too stiff to move.
For Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult, I'm Mark Skaar on 103.7 The Fox. This is the Skaar Card, the new classic rock that rocks.